ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Artists and Artists, where we like to say this is a conversation that needs to be had, and we all know that all my guests are very special. This guest is very, very special. It's definitely one of my brothers, one of the people that I admire in the game. He's a big dog in Houston. He's a big deal in the industry. Welcome to Artist to Artist, Sauce Walker.
Oi.
This is my guy. This is I try to get to know people, so people get a little bit more in depth about things that they might not have known about you. I know you do tons of interviews. First of all, let's start from where you from.
I'm from Houston, Texas, born and raised, but also I'm from Chicago as well. You know, I grew up in both cities. My mother from Chicago, Southside, Inglewood, 73rd and Ada. I grew up over there, like between like the Inglewood area, Southside, like the Red Line, you know, Racine, Ashland, that area. Then Houston, I'm from South Park. My daddy from Houston, Texas, Martin Luther King, South Park, dead in Texas, you know what I'm saying?
So you grew up, you simultaneously going back and forth?
Simultaneously grew up in both, but majority of my time was spent in Texas. But I probably grew up like 7-8 years of my life. I was in and out of Chicago from a childhood, from a child to an adult type shit.
So where you went to school at in Houston?
Both. I went to Stagg Elementary. I only went to elementary school in Chicago though for a few years. I went to Stagg Elementary School out there, and I went to like the rest of the schools I went to was in Houston. Barnett, all that type of shit. Houston schools.
Is there a big difference between Houston and Chicago?
For sure, huge difference. I mean, you know, it's a ghetto everywhere in America. You know, it's poverty everywhere in America. But you know, it's just like the heritage and the history and, you know, the build-up is just different. You know, Texas is very southern, very diverse, very multicultural, intertwined amongst each other. Like, we grew up amongst the Hispanic community as one. We grew up with white people as one, even with, you know what I'm saying, with all the different differences in life. And, you know what I'm saying, when you from Texas, it's one thing to be American. It's a whole nother thing to be a Texan. Like, when you from Texas, we down there feel like we our own state, our own everything. So it's like a different type of pride. It goes past race. It don't matter you black, white, green, or Mexican. When you're a Texan, it's just a certain type of pride and bond and a culture that we just share. And then, you know, Chicago is Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's like the essence of black entrepreneurship and empowerment, black togetherness, you know what I'm saying, and the creation of structured gangsters, you know what I'm saying, gangsters with structure.
Would you raise your kids in Chicago or Houston?
I definitely wouldn't raise my kids in Chicago. I would raise my kids. I barely want to raise my kids in Houston, honestly, because Houston is not just the safest place for a kid to grow up either, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Guns in Houston are like cell phones, so it's very accessible. You know, they're everywhere, and you know, the gun laws are very lenient towards kids. You can be 18 years old with a firearm, you can be 16 years old with a shotgun, so, you know.
Did you finish high school?
Yeah, I graduated. I got kicked out of high school a bunch of times, but I still ended up graduating.
See, it's something
I
about
paid
that.
for my shit damn near, but
it's something about that when I ask her, and I take there's no shade against anybody that didn't get a chance to graduate, because I know them circumstances of us growing up in the hood, but to know that, I know the road that we all travel, so to complete that in the midst of everything, I really smile when I hear niggas like you be like, yeah, I got my diploma, you know what I mean? Because I got mine, and I know it wasn't easy above everything moving through the hood and still trying to get to school and shit like that. But now that's good. So what about college? You ever went to college, or you stopped this high school?
Hell no, college definitely wasn't for me. I used to go to college just to fuck bitches, like meet girls, and, you know what I'm saying, experience the college lifestyle, you know, and be just a young knucklehead breaking in cars, stealing shit, you know, just the average
You got siblings, right? I know you got a brother, but do you have any?
Biologically, I'm my only child, but I do got a stepbrother and a stepsister that I hold dearly to my heart, and I got like a lot of brothers and sisters like from the streets, like, you know what I'm saying. I really made my family through relation and not blood, like through friendship. You know what I'm saying?
I could dig it.
It was way more. I was literally like an outcast and a black sheep, and you know what I'm saying. My family was like really torn apart different ways. So you know what I'm saying. I really had to figure it out. I don't really got a lot of cousins and relatives and shit like that.
So you found your family like
I made my family on the concrete.
I mean, 100%. I mean,
it's part of why I'm a people person.
I'm the only boy my mom's have, so all the brothers that I have are brothers that I met through coming up, and I mean, respecting the loyalty and shit like that. When did you start rapping?
Shit, I probably started rapping like 1993. You know, I was 3 years old. I probably when I first knew.
What? You said what?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I recorded my first song in the studio in 1996. I'll never forget that shit, motherfucking 1996.
How old was you?
6 years old. Diamond Cut Studios at Kings Flea Market. Shout out to my nigga DJ Wiz Kid, DJ Wicked Cricket, or rest in peace DJ Wicked Cricket. We had a legendary flea market in Houston. They had a studio up in there. You can go record for $10 a beat or $30 a mixtape.
You used to go get the black tees and all that from that.
Kings Flea Market, nigga.
Yeah, 100%. We definitely used to go to that flea market to get the black tees and the Dickies from.
Yeah.
100%.
The reason why I say that 1993 is when I first started rapping is because like freestyle culture and like rapping out the top of the dome, like right there on the spot, that's the foundation of Houston rap. Like that's the makeup, that's the whole beginning structure of how we started, you know what I'm saying, developing our style as far as being from Houston is freestyling. And like in the 90s when Screwed Up Click and DJ Screw, Lil Kiki, Fat Pat, all these people are like the biggest entities and biggest stars, Big Mo, all them, like these are the biggest people in the world to Houston, you know what I'm saying? Like that was our culture, being from Southside, being from South Park. So like my parents and my uncle, like my Uncle Twan that still be around me to this day, he ended up being my manager. That was like one of the first people that really like influenced me to want to rap. And the way I started rapping was like, my daddy tell me this story all the time. Like, as soon as I learned how to talk, the next week I was freestyling. I was making like trying to make raps and rapping about Blue and Green and Batman and Hot Wheel cars and all that type of shit. And I'll never forget the first music video I seen. First music video I seen was Busta Rhymes, Woo Hard, Got You All in Check. First music video I ever seen, the Busta Rhymes video. I was a kid, and I just knew from then, like.
So you've been rapping all through school, shit like that, like
my whole life. I go to YouTube right now, nigga. I got videos on YouTube from 20 years ago. When YouTube first started, I was on YouTube. The first day YouTube came out, you could make videos on that bitch. I had a music video on that motherfucker a month later. I could open up my phone and show y'all right now. Like I was like a childhood phenom rapper.
So when did you start getting your first bit of notoriety from doing the music, like in Houston?
Like in Houston or like national wide?
In Houston.
In Houston, like a kid, probably like, I don't know, probably like 12 years old, 12, 13 years old. I was famous in Houston. Like I was a household name within the city of Houston by the time I was like, for sure, by 13. Like I did a lot of battle raps, a lot of battle rapping, a lot of talent shows, a lot of mixtapes, freestyles, screw tapes. Like, you know, back in the day, people used to like drop freestyle tapes and like, you know what I'm saying, just turn 5 beats on and you just rap on all 5 of the beats non-stop and then slow it down at the end. And I was just known for doing that, burning mixtapes and battle rapping and shit. Like that's why I always had like such a lyrical advantage over people, because even though I was so embedded in the Houston style, I still studied and was always inspired by New York culture and like New York lyricism and you know, just having the ability to
with severe alopecia areata. It's time to grow out.
Create paintings through words, you know what I'm saying? Having the ability to make somebody visually see something, but they can close their eyes and see exactly what you're showing them by just with words. To be able to illustrate a beautiful painting or a story with words was always something that was like intriguing to me, or something that I felt like I just wanted to be able to do, and I mastered that shit real early.